So I'm curious on the process of writing for those. Does NBC come to you and say, "Hey, we need something like this," or do you just write what you want and then if it fits somewhere, it fits somewhere?
So, when they writing when like a show gives you a specific thing that's called like a brief, right? Like here's a brief and it describes the scene or the show and what they want, some words and the sound and the tone. I've done that maybe 4 or 5 times.
Oh wow, okay,
All of it is like, and just because like, it puts you in a box a little bit. It's like you have to write this way. And
sure.
sometimes you'll get in the room and that day, whatever you're feeling, like you're just not feeling that and you want to do something else. So I like to leave it open creatively. Like we like to just make stuff that sounds like it would be in a show or a movie or a trailer.
Hmm.
And then we put it out and we have people that pitch it, all over the world. And then we get emails randomly that'll say, hey, Netflix wants to use this song in this episode of their show, or NBC wants to use this in the promo for the new summer, whatever. And so they license to use these songs where they see that it fits. But it's not like, oh, here's the scene from The Good Doctor, pull it up and score it or write to
Hmm.
it or for it. It's really like, oh, cool, it ended up in The Good Doctor. We didn't know where it'd go.
Yeah, man.
And
It's
I just like that better. It's more fun to like
sure.
be surprised where it ends up.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. That's a cool. Yeah, and then where it can end up 5 years from now, like you mentioned before, like that song "Soldier,"
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is pretty remarkable. That now you have this massive catalog that could really be used. Like it's not like a song that can only be used once. You know what I mean? Like it's actually really cool that
Right.
you have this catalog that's continually growing. That
Mhm.
it's pretty remarkable actually. Again, going back to
Yeah.
just
It's
releasing
fun.
music, putting out music. What if you only put
Right.
out one song for your sync?
Right. And dude, what's really fun too is like I'm finding like this the music is really like it streams well too. Like there's people
Mm,
that listen to cinematic music, but it's not really in the industry, it's not really considered a genre. Like it's not really like Apple Music doesn't have a cinematic in their genre list. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But there's millions of people, man, on YouTube especially. There's channels with millions and millions and millions of subscribers that like people listen to this epic music because it makes their life feel like a soundtrack. It's like that was the most epic drive to soccer practice ever. You know what I
I'm
mean?
ready
Like
to
people
score
like
all the goals.
it pumps them up, or like when they're working out or running, like people
Bro,
like this kind of music. You know what I mean?
I have I just joined my church softball league and we have our first game tonight. On my way to the game, I'm gonna be bumping some cinematic music.
Do it.
I'm gonna say this
You'll
one's
play
for
your best
Tommee.
game, man. Best game of your life is coming.
But I think I read somewhere. I think your Spotify, if I'm correct, has like about 4.7 million monthly listeners. Does that number sound right?
Yeah, somewhere
So
around four and
that's a
seven.
lot of listeners, though, especially for that very very niche genre of music. It's not like it's like pop music that's
Right.
played on
It's not on the
whatever
radio.
radio
Yeah.
station. It's very specific style. So that's a tremendous actually. I wanted to actually highlight that because you mentioned that it streamed well, but I wanted to actually show how well it actually really streams. It's pretty impressive
Mm.
actually.
Well, and the reason I said that too is like some songs might place in a TV show and not stream well, or both. Some song might stream really well, but it hasn't been in a show yet. At least it's not placing, but people are listening to it, and so it's all over the board. And I kind of like that. Like I'm just kind of throwing a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff out. It's not always like, oh, it has to be this dark cinematic stuff. Like some of the stuff is like really just beautiful, light piano string
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's kind of all like composer cinematic covers, or it's all different kind of stuff. So there's a variety within. TV film is actually a huge variety. It's not, some people might think of one thing, but there's several different avenues that you could go in it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it's been fun, man. You just never know. It's unexpected. Like that in the end cover that me and Flurry did,
Hmm.
like the biggest song probably that we'll ever be a part of over anything else. It went viral like on TikTok and around the world and everything. It has like 47 billion streams now. Like, I don't even know how to comprehend that number. You know
Wait,
what I mean?
wait.
Billion.
Are you serious?
47 billion. I'm like Capital just told me that. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's in 44 of those are on TikTok. It's like one of the most used songs on the entire platform of TikTok. People using it in their creations and getting millions of views and all.
See, that's funny because before we started, I listened to it and I was like, this sounds so. Where have I heard this? Where have I heard this? Now, that makes a lot more sense. I didn't realize that it was that's remarkable, man. Congratulations.
But it's well, no, and I'm saying it's like I don't even know what, like, why did that song? The other song,
stop!
Better, like that, whatever it is, like
I hear you so
people
clearly.
Use that for like landscape reels and dining reels and gymnastics, like all kinds of stuff. People dance to this music on Instagram and TikTok, and it's like you never know when one song out of 100, like, why did it do a thing? Like it's not like, all right, we're gonna go for the 47 billion track today, guys, and we tried for it. You know what I mean? That song actually probably took less time than most of the other songs. We just did it in a day just to do a cover. You know what I mean? Like, it's random. And that's why it's important, like we talked about, like getting out songs, more and more songs. Like one song might take off and it will change everything. You never know, you know?
Dude, I'm hysterical laughing because it's the crux of the music industry. You work so hard in this masterpiece, and people are like, yeah, that's cool. And then you're like, hey, let's do a cover song. And then it's like the biggest song of your career so far. It's just, I guess that's the fun of it, because it's like you never stinking know, man. And like, it's a pain in the butt sometimes. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But it's like,
everyone.
Sometimes you're like so pumped to release a song, you put it out, people are like, yeah, it's a cool song, and then you, like I said, oh, this has 12 tracks, took me 36, I wrote it on the plane to Nashville. You know, it's like one of my best music videos that happened. I wrote the song on the plane to Nashville, so that from New York to Nashville, however long that took, you know, and then it has 12 tracks in it, and then the music video is 5 shots of me in my driveway that I'm just cutting between singing the songs. Probably took me like an hour to edit, you know, my best performing music. It's like, really, guys? And I spent 6 hours out in the cold filming this video, and it's like...
Right. No, dude, that's more often than not the thing that you want to be your biggest thing is not.
It's so funny, bro. It's so funny.